episode 140. Welcome to Gracefully and Frankly. I'm Erin Davis.
I'm Lisa Brandt, and we've got a pickle to discuss.
Lots of stuff today, including that whole Fit for TV show on Netflix. So much ahead of us here today. As I get ready to be wheels up to go to Ottawa, and I can't tell you, Lisa, how grateful I am to be booking Porter instead of Air Canada as they try and get back on their feet after the whole flight attendant strike. Wow.
And it was breaking news on my FM in St. Thomas the morning it happened. So,
and that's still going well?
Oh, it's going great. I love it. I really enjoy it. Yep. I have to tell you, I saw your potato salad. How long ago was that? A week ago or something?
Yeah, and we just finally finished it in the fridge, so that tells you how long we keep potato salad.
Well, I know you were very proud of it, but I have to tell you, it was not my idea of a potato salad. And I know you got some other people saying, oh, no, there's too many things in it. There's this and that. But how did you come up with the recipe for it?
Oh, Lisa, I love to cook. And I love to spice things more than anything. My gravy would be one that people would also go, ew. But when I have something in front of me, I say, let's try this. Let's try this. We've got bacon bits in it, so let's put in some liquid smoke. You know, stuff like that. But I love to bring out different flavors. And in tasting it later, when Rob was eating it, because I don't, eat potatoes per se, I thought, no, there's too much in here. I should pull it back. So I recognized there was too much in it. But what stood out to you among the cumin and the taco seasoning and the pickles and the whole kitchen sink I put in it, what stood out to you as the thing that does not belong?
Well, you didn't put pickles in it, right? You put relish.
Dill pickle relish, yeah, which to me is just cut up dill pickles, is it not?
No, I think there's other stuff in there. Relish there's something about the consistency and everything else of relish. I love diced dill pickles in something that's normally like a kind of bland, like a potato salad, and to spice it up, the salt with it and everything. Pickles are great, but the relish,
really?
Goodness. No, yeah.
Oh.
It's just one of those weird things where and I know it was gourmet. I understand.
Oh, sure. It was Bix, and I found out as I went to replace it the other day, made in the USA. So don't worry, dill pickle relish is no longer on the menu.
Be careful about that, though. Bix is made in the U.S., but they use Canadian cucumbers, Canadian jars, and Canadian lids. This is one of those things where you want to shop Canadian, but by not buying this American product, it actually hurts Canadian growers and manufacturers. And I don't think there are many products like it where they buy a ton of stuff from Canada to use in their market. Yeah, their jars, lids, and cucumbers are from Canada, and yet it's an American product. So that's a really, really tough one.
How do you know so much about dill pickles and relish?
I know about this Bix thing. I forget where I saw it, and I looked it up and verified it, and it's absolutely true. It was an interview with the CEO of Bix. Just saying, we're American, but if you don't buy these, it's going to actually hurt Canadians. And he wasn't saying, buy us anyway.
Yeah, or the puppy dies, yeah.
Yeah, it was just a discussion about buying Canadian versus buying American. It's like this one is complicated.
Yeah.
It's just not as simple as a lot of the other ones. So I'm not going to, let's be honest, I'm never going to judge anybody for what they buy because it's your life and you do what you do. But I do love Bix pickles.
Okay.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
It really is. So many things are not cut and dried. And part of it is because the grocery stores are making it so hard. I was out on the honey hunt for an onion the other day. Just one onion. Don't need a bag of them. I do not need to start growing an onion farm under my sink. And people are going to say, well, don't keep them under your sink, but that's where we put them. Same with the potatoes.
Yes.
I went to 3 stores, and there was a little sign in one of the stores that said, product of USA and Canada. And I'm thinking, how is that even possible? And am I being gaslit here? There's a lot of gaslighting going on because we know that the Westons are all in it for the Benjamins or the McDonald's or whoever.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just hard, but we're all trying. I think that's the important thing is we're all trying. I discovered buying mayonnaise the other day. Hellman's, Canada. Because it's Unilever That's what I want. The same company doing my soap as my mayonnaise. That's just great. It's so good to have it just squeezable there in the shower.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Ooh.
Yeah. Onions for me have to be minced, and I do mince the heck out of them when I put them in recipes because you have to have onions for certain things.
Yeah.
But the Canadian thing, I did notice in one of my grocery stores, I think they had Canadian and then ran out and then put American and didn't change the sign. So it really is buyer beware to make sure that you're getting what you think you're getting.
It's true.
The egg in the potato salad, too, that's another one that's kind of funny because I don't make potato salad. I buy it because it's not that expensive. It is Canadian, made in Toronto.
It's a lot of work, too.
It is. And they have a choice of potato salad or potato and egg salad. And one day I brought egg home, and Derek was not impressed. You should see the look on his face, like giving a toddler a lemon or something. It was pretty funny.
Oh, I love egg in potato salad. But can I tell you, this comes up every year in our feeds because we get a lot of American stuff that, comes in.
Sure.
Raisins in potato salad. Particularly, what are the white people doing putting raisins in potato salad? Well, I got to tell you, I'm going to guess that my followers, whatever you want to call people who are part of our community online, most of them are probably lighter skinned, and everybody said no raisins. So I don't even know if this actually exists in the real world, Lisa, or if it's just something to generate clicks.
It sounds disgusting, actually, and I like raisins.
Yeah.
But the thought of putting raisins with potatoes, Derek thinks I have some funny rules about food. Like, I don't like a starch with another starch, like corn and pasta, for example. And other people will go, oh, that's ridiculous. That's fantastic. He loves it. I don't know if it was just the weird way I was brought up, chained in the basement No, I wasn't chained in the basement.
Well, the fridge was chained, metaphorically, in your house. Yeah. And that's something that we need to talk about, too. Have you watched the Netflix 3-parter Fit for TV, an expose of the whole Biggest Loser reality show?
Yeah. And Jillian Michaels now says she's going to sue Netflix and everybody for showing what a bitch she is.
Oh, wow.
She was awful.
She's claiming to be some kind of nutritionist or some RFK adjacent know-it-all on CNN, and I haven't bothered watching CNN in a long time. But boy, she's getting a lot of hate online. And we're not here to hate on her. We're just here to talk about what that whole expose brought out. And it brought out all the feels with me. I never watched one episode of the show. Did you?
Me neither.
No. Okay. So it was all a revelation. And they started out finding people who just wanted to lose weight, and let's make a show about this, and then started adding on these humiliating, disgusting challenges for people. And it was just such an exercise in shame and making people hate the characters on a TV show, which of course gets more clicks into eyes and comments and stuff, right?
Yeah, and it was kind of the height of reality TV then, too. They were just looking for any reason to do a so-called reality show. But let's be honest, when it comes to losing weight, you could sit on your couch and not eat. You don't have to have a gun to your head. Exercise is great. Exercise is good. And you probably want to tone your muscles and all that kind of stuff. But it's about what you eat. And so they put these people on such horrific crash diets. So some guy who's 600 pounds, who last night ate 2 pizzas for dinner, is suddenly going to have a string bean and an almond. And it's torturous. It was so cruel and mean and awful.
I found it so sad in the 3rd episode where you saw how many of the contestants who busted their butts to get on the show, to even win the show, had gone back to their prior weights.
Well, that's just life. I mean, diets don't work overall. A lifestyle change works.
Yes.
A whole bunch of other things can work. It's so funny, Erin. I've put on maybe 7 or 8 pounds since you saw me last, and I feel thinner.
How is that?
I don't know. It's body dysmorphia or something. I feel more comfortable, like I'm supposed to be this weight, which is not just a cop-out. Mm-hmm. It's a really weird mental thing, and I don't know where it comes from. Maybe it comes from being on Weight Watchers when I was 13, for the first time. I have no idea. But there's just so many messed up things in our heads about our bodies, and it's not surprising to me that many of them gain the weight back because they don't have somebody whipping them when they're on a treadmill anymore. It wasn't realistic for them in their lifestyle.
No, 6 hours a day of exercise? Who has the time or the will or the money to do that?
I remember reading about Demi Moore doing that before she was in that military movie.
Right.
And it's like, well, of course, you've got millions in the bank. You've got somebody else who can help you do things. Why wouldn't you work out 6 hours a day if that's what you wanted to do for a movie?
Right.
And nothing against her, but you know what I mean? That's not our lives.
Right.
There was that other thing we learned about in episode 3, and I went and looked it up, metabolic adaptation.
Yes. Now, I have to tell you, behind the scenes here, Rob and I watched these 3 episodes, and I texted Lisa and I said, we are so confused about the metabolism thing in episode 3. When you watch it, could you try and understand it better than we? And this is so important because you're listening to somebody here who did the Dr. Bernstein injections and 800 calories a day for months because I wanted to get down to a base weight. And then when I went back to real life, I'd be starting from a lower start. Well, guess what? Of course it all came back. I wasn't getting the shots every day. I wasn't eating their packaged little foods or the snacks I was supposed to. Real life set in again. So this is, and I'm getting a hot flash just talking about it because there are so many emotions and shame and how could I have been so stupid to pay all that money? But, public eye and all of that.
Oh, of course. And it's not stupid. This is where we are. I mean, this is what society tells us. Our bodies are terrible and everything else. And there are these amazing things that carry us around. But there's so much judgment. And that show like The Biggest Loser, oh my goodness. It might as well have been called Make Fun of Fat People.
Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, though, the show does have a podcaster in it called, I think, Your Fat Friend. And she's got a series called Maintenance. And when you watch the show, make a note of her because she is really coming from a place of reality. Okay, so explain to me like I'm 6 or 62 what the whole metabolism thing about when you lose all that weight and then stop this incredibly unrealistic dieting and exercise lifestyle. What happens to us, Lisa?
The reason sometimes even that some of these people who had worked out so hard and eaten so little got on the scale and they'd gained weight.
Yeah.
Metabolic adaptation, it's also known as adapted thermogenesis. And it's a biological process where your body goes into starvation mode.
Okay.
Like the guy eating 2 pizzas the night before and then something really tiny the next day, the body goes, oh, wait a minute, you're going to starve.
Right.
And refuses to let go of your fat because it reduces the amount of energy it needs to operate and builds these reserves.
This is from cave times, right? Where you knew that the season of hunting was coming to an end.
Yep.
So your metabolism went into hibernation so that you would make it to spring when you could get food again.
Absolutely. And that's what it's for. So it hangs on, and that's the reason that those crash diets are like a yo-yo or a boomerang, and you end up coming back because you don't need as much energy to expend anymore because of the starvation motivation or whatever it is, the metabolic adaptation. So when you give it a regular amount of calories again, you start putting on weight. I mean, it's just crazy. And we know, I remember learning ages ago that you never, ever get rid of a fat cell unless you have it cut out.
Yeah, or sucked out in the case of liposuction.
Or sucked out, chewed out, however you get rid of them. Yeah.
Frozen.
Have a weasel gnaw it off, whatever works. And they're all just waiting there to be fed again. It makes sense that people put the weight back on again when they go, especially if they go back to their old lifestyle. It's funny, when you lose weight and you get to a goal, sometimes, I don't know if this has happened to you ever, but you almost get thought that you're impervious to gaining weight again. It's like, okay, I'm here.
It's the euphoria. Yes, of course. I can do this.
Yes, exactly. I love this video from Emma Thompson that goes around once in a while, the wonderful actress saying, really, you're on this planet for how many years and you're going to focus and worry about your body? Give me a break. There are so many more important things to do. Play with a child, plant a flower.
Yeah.
But it's hard saying that. I can say that to you, and then I'll go to put on a pair of jeans and go, well, I look like crap. I don't want to go out or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But at our age, we get that slack because we are becoming invisible to so many. So the hardest judge is going to be the one either in your bedroom or in your mirror. And honestly, Rob would take me at any weight. He just absolutely doesn't care. And I'm sure Derek feels the same about you. He just wants me to be happy.
Oh, I was going to say he feels the same about you. I'm not sure about me, but anyway, yeah.
Oh,
he just
Derek.
wants you to be happy, Aaron.
Yeah. Oh, he's such a sweet man. So something happened to me last week, Lisa, and I'm not sure. I know it ties in with The Biggest Loser, but I felt like the biggest winner. I don't know. It was some of the best news I've ever gotten.
Well, tell us.
That's for next week's show. No, I'm kidding. That's a hook, and I'm a hooker from a way back.
You're very good at the build-up, and just get to the frickin' thing.
Ah!
It's your health, right?
It is. Let me tell you, I told you a couple of weeks ago when I was getting ready for cataract surgery that the nurse said I had the blood pressure of a teenager, right?
Yes, that's amazing.
That was great news. And I thought, okay, that's good. I have an ability, I don't know if you do, to kind of calm yourself and bring your blood pressure down when you're about to get things measured. It's the equivalent of blowing your nose before you get on the scale. But I can do that. I can just, okay, calm yourself. You're calm.
Yep.
Now let the cuff go on. Okay, so I can do that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's not really that interesting at a cocktail party, I'll tell you. But here's the thing. For as long as we've ever been able to read, we've heard, do this to lower your cholesterol. And it's like, yeah. I'm still going to eat the good fats that I know that I need and let the chips and dip fall where they may. So
right.
What I started doing, and you were there for this, was back at New Year's, thanks to the Stoics, a bunch of old wise guys, I took to heart what they said to get off your butt and start walking. First, it was like 10,000 steps, and I wasn't doing 10,000 steps, so I felt like a failure. So I thought, okay, 6,000. Let's do 6. Well, every day, with the exception of a few, I've done 6, 7, 8,000 steps a day, always around the condo when I'm on a long phone call or going for long walks with a great podcast in. I got my blood work done. And there's the LDL, the lousy LDL cholesterol, and the HDL, the happy cholesterol. Well, I got flagged by Life Labs because my cholesterol numbers were up. And right away you go, oh no, I'm going to have to give up my bacon. Turns out my lousy cholesterol dropped from 3.5 to 3.1. And my happy cholesterol went up. So that's why the numbers were flagged. It's like, this is up. I had a chat with my doctor. It turns out it's all good. And the bad cholesterol is way down. And damn it, Lisa, they said that would happen in walking, and it does.
Wow. That's fantastic, because you didn't do anything else. You haven't done anything.
No changes whatsoever to my diet.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And you know what? You're going to find the same thing because you've been walking religiously as well. Stopping and kneeling every 2 minutes. No, I'm kidding.
That's right. That's right. When it's really, really humid out, I go on the elliptical, and I don't go as long as I walk. But I do something anyway, and I try and get up and move a lot more. But that's just wonderful news. So they say, you know them?
Yes, them, they.
That a daily walk is really all you need as long as you're getting some fresh air and doing. I don't think you have to do anything totally strenuous. We know people who listen who work out with weights and do all that kind of stuff, and that's great if that's what you want to do. And we should be improving our muscles at this age and warding off osteoporosis. But a good walk, if you're not doing anything else, that's amazing.
Sure. And even if you are doing something else, like the phone call, or in the case of our 95-year-old friend, she would walk around the parking garage in the winter because it was so miserable, or mall walking. And please know, if you are not able to walk, we are not being ableist. We understand that there are things that keep people from walking. There's no judgment in here at all. But just know that, the walking freaking works. I can't even believe it. I've seen things on a scale that make me happy, but this, to have your blood levels change, you can't manipulate that. You can only hope for it and do the things to do it. And so, yay!
That's not superficial either. That's down deep inside. So good for you.
Yay! Come to something that's a trend now. Have you heard of Japanese walking?
Yeah, I have heard of it. It sounds like a brilliant way to walk.
The thing that kind of stops me from doing it is having to be mindful of a stopwatch the entire time. I'm going to trip. If I'm looking down at a device when I'm walking, there's going to be a face splat. But this is interesting, and we thought we'd talk about it because it's something that's coming up a lot. But it's also known as interval walking, or Japanese interval walking, and it's a trend involving alternating between brisk and leisurely walking paces. It's really doable.
Isn't it something like intermittent fasting, but with walking?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It usually involves 3 minutes of fast walking, followed by 3 minutes of slow walking, or Rob's pace, repeated for a set duration for 30 minutes. Several times a week. It's believed to improve cardiovascular health, muscle strength, and endurance more effectively than continuous moderate intensity walking.
That's really cool because I used to tell Derek to slow down because I couldn't keep up with him, and now I work to keep up with him instead. Yeah. But what does the slower part do for you? Like heart going at different rates, or?
Well, the afterburn effect from interval training can help your body burn calories at a higher rate for a longer time after exercise. It just seems to increase your endurance and strength, including your leg strength and overall physical fitness. So I guess it's taking that little 3-minute leisurely break to ramp up for the next one.
I love it.
Yeah, and it's supposedly easier to keep doing compared to more intense workouts. It's generally considered more sustainable and easier to incorporate into a weekly routine. I guess what you could do is put together sort of a compilation of music that's 3 minutes fast and then 3 minutes slow. So you've got the Bee Gees and Enya and Prince and
Kenny G.
Kenny G. There you go.
I love it.
Just in case you stumble, as you might looking at your devices, upon Japanese walking, that's what it is.
Cool. And it doesn't cost a thing.
No. If joint pain, especially your knees and your ankles, like Lisa, is keeping you from walking, let us tell you again and again about Sierra Sil, these Canadian capsules that promise you a difference in your joint pain. You will notice it within 14 days of starting or your money back. I don't know any other supplements that offer that kind of a guarantee, Lisa, but that's just who Michael Bentley and the people at Sierra Sil are.
Find out more about them. Find out where it comes from. It's all Canadian. SierraSil.com. Sierra, like the mountains, SIL.com. And the code GF will get you 14% off.
Look at you visiting with a Queenager and GNF listener right there in Port Stanley.
Well, Barb let me know that she was going to be here. Now, Barb lives in Toronto. Her sister lives in London. And she said, hey, we're coming to Port Stanley because this band is playing. They do this every Sunday. It's a real happening in Port Stanley. And, of course, the beach is here and everything else.
Yeah.
And she said, look, I'm going to be here. Can you bring me some GNF coffee mugs? I'll buy them from you. And I had to explain to her that unlike the other things we have in the boutique at gracefullyandfrankly.com, I don't stock the mugs because I did not want to get involved with shipping them. It's right. It's a little dicey shipping ceramics and that kind of stuff. So they come straight from the factory to you. So I couldn't bring her the mugs, but I did bring my own butt down to the Legion. And we had a quick hug and a quick discussion, and it was packed and like 32 degrees, and the band was loud, and it was just wonderful. It's a really neat thing. It's like in a small town. The Legion is like the cultural center almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was really great to meet Barb and her sister Maggie, and I'm glad that she gave me a heads up that she was coming so I could go say hello.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I hope that she's going to go to gracefullyandfrankly.com and buy those mugs, just like this person bought us a coffee.
Yes, Claire, she bought us 5 coffees. Yay. On our website. It's just the little coffee icon to the lower left. Just a wonderful way to support the podcast. Claire has supported us in many ways. She has a T-shirt.
Oh.
She has a mug. She has a whole bunch of stuff. So thank you, Claire, for being a wonderful supporter for us and an awesome Queen-ager. We appreciate it.
We sure do. Do you ever travel with a mug? I always travel with a travel mug because the paper cups in hotel rooms just don't cut it. But it's just one more thing for me to leave behind. And right here in Victoria a couple of weeks ago, I wish that I had gone, Lisa, and you would have had such a good time too. There was a pop-up store selling things people had left behind in hotel rooms.
Oh, that's terrific. I love it. What did they have? What kinds of things?
Oh, they had a brand new pair of Doc Marten boots priced at $200, a pair of really designer jeans that retail for $2,300 that went for $400, a Gucci sweater and shirts, pants, unisex tops in beautiful shape at reasonable prices. Most stuff ranged from $5 to $15, but you could get books and watches, jewelry, perfumes, all kinds. Oh, even... get this, elaborate wedding dresses. What is the story there? It sounds like one of your Felicity and Mitzi stories. Who left the wedding dress behind?
Well, and who leaves $2,300 jeans behind? I mean, is this a case of, oh, lovey, I left the jeans, I'll just go and get another pair, or...
Well, your husband left a pair of jeans in a hotel room, didn't he?
He did. He left jeans, a shirt, and a jacket. And this is in Italy, outside of Venice. Mm-hmm. And it just happened to be the outfit that he thought he would wear the most.
Oh,
poor guy.
No. Yeah. Okay, so how did it happen that he left it there? Because this is probably a universal story.
I think it's because it was the only thing that was hung up. And he forgot to check the closet.
Oh.
And so we did call them. We got into Venice and we gave them a call and said, did you find it? And they said, no, there's no evidence of anything left behind. So there might be a very well-dressed partner of a room cleaner or something. But this happens, right?
Right. Well, in this case, all the stuff was collected from 60 hotels in BC and Alberta. And we're talking like the Fairmonts. Okay, wow. So that's why it's such high-end stuff. Now, they'll hold on to it for about 3 months, and once 3 months have passed, the items are all donated to this charity called Soap for Hope. And, oh my gosh, you could even have gotten a pair of cowboy boots in the box valued at $500. I figured that was a tourist who bought them and went, we have no room in the luggage for these.
Yeah. How amazing that it's for charity. That's fantastic.
And don't you just want to do this in Toronto? Now, the only secondhand store in Canada that offers lost and found items from hotels, according to the nonprofit. So wouldn't it be great to start one up in bigger cities across the country?
This is better than Storage Wars. It sounds like a really good reality show.
Yeah. It's not just chargers and sex toys, ladies and gentlemen. It's also wedding dresses. And I still need to know the story there.
All right. Are you ready for the moment, the event?
Yes. It's time for this week's Quiz. Take it away. What do you got?
It was a bit of a team bonding exercise for the NHL's Seattle Kraken. So they went fly fishing this summer in Alaska. They have a get-together every year in Anchorage. It's a youth hockey camp that the team goes to, and then they decide to go fly fishing. Somebody thought it was a really good idea for the team's mascot to come along in full costume. I don't know if you've ever seen Bowie, but he has a giant green fuzzy head, and you cannot miss him.
Okay.
A brown bear certainly didn't. Bowie and forward John Hayden are in the water in their hip waders fishing, and the bear started running making a beeline or a bear line for them. Guides got to them in the water and walked them out. But I'll post the video to our Gracefully and Frankly Facebook page. You won't believe it. This bear is coming in hot, and he was way too close for comfort. And it had to be the giant head. It wasn't just people, this weird-looking creature. Maybe he thought it was another bear. My advice would be next time leave the giant sea creature at home. They do get bear training, but nothing like this has happened before where the bear charges toward them. So luckily everybody's okay.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Coming to a Facebook page near you.
Coming to ours, absolutely. Visit us on Facebook at the Gracefully and Frankly Facebook page. And, of course, gracefullyandfrankly.com, where we gratefully list our sponsors, including, of course, Envy Pillow. We can save the best for last, in this case, this week.
I love the photo of you with your Envy pillow at the yurt. And that pillow, your pillow, my pillow, goes everywhere we go, because once you get sleeping with it and you get the relief or whatever it is, the better sleep, there's so many benefits to using the Envy pillow. You don't want to be without it. And why should you be? Because you can put it in the beautiful silk carrying thing and flip it over your arm and away you go. I've never had anyone look twice when I go on a plane, and I sit on it on the flight. You're allowed to take one carry-on, one personal item, and your Envy pillow. That's how I look at it. So check out all the wonderful things they have, including sheets and cosmetic pads and other wonderful stuff at envypillow.com. That's ENVY pillow.com, and the code GF gets you 10% off your purchase.
And I'll be traveling with mine, out flying today to Ottawa to spend 5 days with the grandkids. And yay. And I'll be on a pullout, so I'm definitely taking my Envy pillow so it feels like home. And so do you, Lisa. Thanks for this week, and we'll be back together next week, okay?
You bet we will. Safe travels, my dear.
Thanks, hon. Bye.
Bye.